Ooh, all right. Today was a very, very eventful day, but very little actual work got done. I'll explain that in a second. Big news. I woke up and literally not even 10 minutes after waking up, I hear a doorbell. I'm like, what is this? And it can only be one thing, my lens, baby. Finally, I can shoot some nice pictures and I got a lens now. So that's nice. Doesn't matter to you guys, but it matters to me because now I can finally make some money. But regardless, I go to school for like 2 hours because that's literally my normal school day from like 12 p.m. to like 2:30. And then after school, I eat some ground beef. After the ground beef, I go to my gym and Retro Fitness is doing something interesting. How if you buy a membership, then they will book you in with a free personal trainer. So I did that. I was like, why not take advantage of the opportunity? I should be working, but like fitness is also important. So I'll be honest though, I have 3 years of lifting experience and I never got a personal trainer. I've never thought about it. And this is the first time in my life where I was actually starting to consider a personal trainer because you know what? It is really interesting working out with someone who actually like knows the science, who knows how to recover correctly, because I've really been doing all of this like through feeling, like I'm just like, oh, I feel this is the best way, and then I just do it. He also showed me a bunch of, mobility exercises which lighted up my entire body, and I was like, wow, this is game changing. I need to do this like every day. But yeah, regardless, doesn't matter. After the gym, uh, I ate some more ground beef, and then I should have been getting to outreach work, and I already have like a list of people I'll reach out to today. But I was like, you know what? Nah, let's actually hone in on our craft and let's learn something. So, obviously, timing of this is horrible because I should have done all the learning part before I even started the outreach, which is why you guys watch this content and you guys learn from me. But yeah, regardless, there's this guy I watch. He's called Alex Ramosi. He is the GOAT of business, and I have all three of his books. But in the $100 million leads book, I'm on chapter 8 right now, and I took a bunch of notes which are right in front of me. If I can show you guys this, whole bunch of notes, which I'm gonna be reading to you guys now actually because I want to give you guys some value. Obviously, I'm not gonna share the entire book because that would really, really be disrespectful to Alex Ramosi, who makes amazing books. If you're into business or into photography or both, then you'll definitely find this valuable. In this chapter, he was talking about cold outreach. So that includes cold calls, cold emails, like any kind of messages. So I was like, cool, let me take notes. First, I wrote notes about finding the right list of people, and my notes are pretty short. All I wrote was get a lead scraper for searching things online. If that fails, get a broker, and then finally make the list yourself so that you can basically have automation at the forefront so you don't waste time, which is actually really interesting because I learned this from the book and I was always just making the list myself, which Alex says takes more time, but also the lead quality is higher. So I guess, you know, it's still good to get a lead scraper though. If I can do it in less time, then it's always a good thing. Then, in terms of getting people to pay attention to you, his advice is take the time to do research on the person and make everything personalized. Make the messages and calls sound like they are coming from someone they already know. Make every message easy to understand, like if it was written by a third grader, which is a crazy way of thinking. I've never thought of that before. Offer big fast value in the message. So instead of saying like, oh, I offer photography services and then that's it, give them a reason to reply to you. So say like, for example, if you book by the 25th, you get a 25% off discount. That way, it encourages them like, oh, okay, the offer is valuable. Like I should actually continue talking with this person so I can get on this, right? And then in terms of getting them to engage, I have the most notes here. I just copied everything Alex was saying, so there's a lot. Uh, here, here it says contacting someone multiple times shows the person that you are interested in working with them. Alex's framework is email first because least people will respond, then text and call, and then socials because they're most likely to respond on their social media, which is super, super weird way of thinking about it. Then he goes on to say, act like you care. And then if someone says, do not contact them, don't, because you can be spending the same amount of effort closing someone that's already interested. And it's way easier to turn a neutral answer into a yes rather than a no answer into a yes. So, that's that. Then he says reputation is key, so don't be pushy when selling. When you are done with the contact list, go through it again 3 to 6 months later, which is wild. And his reasoning for that is because not everyone saw your messages the first time. Only a fool would think that they got 100% of people to see the first message, which I guess I've never thought of that before, but it makes sense. Just contacting everyone again every 3 to 6 months, I guess that is a good way of thinking about it. And he also says, the more opportunities you give them to respond, the more they will, and their circumstances may have changed. So maybe 3 to 6 months later, they might finally need you. So, everything might be right, but the timing. I just love his books because they make you think in a way of systems and a way of results and in metrics. And it's so nice seeing everything just like laid out here. I'm gonna really take this advice. I hope you guys got some value from this, but yeah, those are my notes for chapter 8 of the $100 Million Leads book. In terms of new things that happened, that's really it. I'm just so happy about this lens, man. This is gonna be a joy to use. And yeah, it's like one of the sharpest 85mm lenses ever made, so it's awesome. Yeah, that is it. And I wish you guys luck, because I don't say that enough. And yeah, hope you guys are doing well. Cheers.